Once upon a time, in a lush village nestled at the heart of the great savannah, lived a beautiful woman named OLUOMA. Her name, meaning good luck in her native tongue, contrasted deeply with the shadow that loomed over her life. OLUOMA was known far and wide, not only for her breathtaking beauty, but also for the mysterious ancestral curse that hung over her lineage like a dark cloud. Welcome to our channel. I hope you are well. Before continuing our story, you can support us by subscribing to our channel and liking the video. Have a good day. The elders spoke in hushed tones of the curse laid upon OLUOMA'S family generations ago, a chilling punishment for a forgotten sin committed by an ancient ancestor. It was said that great trouble awaited the women in her family following the birth of their children. Despite the fear that surrounded her destiny, OLUOMA carried herself with grace and strength. Her heart was as vibrant as the blooming flowers that danced in the sunlit fields of her village. When she fell in love with Chidi, a brave and kind-hearted warrior, her happiness seemed complete. Their union was celebrated with joyous dancing and singing, echoing through the savannah, and for a time OLUOMA'S curse was but a whisper on the wind. However, as the wheel of time spun, OLUOMA found herself with child, and the village whispered anxiously about the impending doom. OLUOMA, though fearful, decided to confront her fate with courage. She sought the wisdom of the village seer, a wise old woman known as Neoma, who was said to speak with the spirits. Neoma listened to OLUOMA'S worries, and moved by her plight, decided to help her alter the course of her fate. To break the curse, you must undertake a journey to the sacred grove at the heart of the forest, Neoma instructed. There you must find the night-blooming orchid under the light of the full moon. Its petals can forge a new destiny for your child. With her heart pounding with both dread and hope, OLUOMA embarked on her journey. The path was fraught with challenges. Wild beasts roamed and thorny vines blocked her way, yet her resolve did not waver. She had not only broken the curse, but had also transformed her ordeal into a beacon of hope for others. Her home became a sanctuary where people sought guidance and wisdom. Years passed, and Ifeanyi blossomed into a young man with his mother's kind eyes and his father Chidi's courageous spirit. Like his mother, he was drawn to the mysteries of the natural world around him. He often wandered through the forests and savannas, learning the language of the earth and sky. His curiosity was insatiable, and his mother encouraged his explorations, knowing well that knowledge was a path to true freedom. One day, while exploring deeper into the forest than he had ever gone before, Ifeanyi stumbled upon an old, forgotten shrine. Intricate carvings faded by time adorned its stone walls, and at its center lay a drum, its surface worn yet humming with a strange energy. When Ifeanyi touched the drum, visions of his ancestors flashed before his eyes, visions of their joys, their struggles, and the very moment the curse was cast upon them. Shaken yet determined, Ifeanyi returned to OLUOMA with the tale of his discovery. Sensing that this was no mere coincidence, OLUOMA consulted with Neoma, who was now very old and even more revered. "The spirits are calling to your son," Neoma whispered after a long silence. "The drum is a sacred object meant to reconnect your lineage with its roots and to heal the ancient wounds of your ancestors." Empowered by Neoma's words, Ifeanyi undertook the responsibility of restoring the shrine and learning the ancient rhythms of the drum. He spent days and nights at the shrine, practicing until the drum's beats echoed throughout the village, stirring something ancient and powerful in the hearts of all who heard them. Months later, during the festival of the new harvest, Ifeanyi played the drum before the entire village. As the rhythm filled the air, a profound peace descended upon everyone gathered. The elders, moved by the deep healing they felt, declared that the spirits of the ancestors were finally appeased. From that day forward, the drum became a symbol of unity and healing in the village. Under Ifeanyi's care, the shrine was no longer a place of forgotten memories, but a place of gathering, where festivals and ceremonies were held to honor the past and celebrate the future. OLUOMA, seeing the man her son had become and the legacy he was building, felt a fulfillment deeper than she had ever imagined. She knew that the breaking of the curse was just the beginning of a new chapter for her family, one where each generation would contribute to the healing of the old wounds and the strengthening of their community. As an old woman, OLUOMA passed away peacefully, her life's tale a testament to the power of courage, love, and redemption. Her story, carried on the winds of the savannah, continued to inspire not only her own village but also those far beyond, a timeless reminder that no curse is too great to overcome when the heart is guided by bravery and light. As years turned into decades, the legacy of OLUOMA and Ifeanyi became woven into the fabric of the village's culture. Ifeanyi, now a wise elder, continued to play the ancestral drum at each festival and ceremony, ensuring that the traditions and the histories of their people were not forgotten. Under his guidance, the village prospered and grew, becoming a place of pilgrimage for those seeking healing and wisdom from across the lands. Ifeanyi's own daughter, Adana, which means her father's daughter, grew up in the shadows of these great legends. With her father's wisdom and her grandmother's courage, Adana was keenly aware of the responsibilities that would one day be hers. From a young age, she was drawn to the stories of her ancestors, spending hours with Ifeanyi as he recounted the tales and taught her the rhythms of the sacred drum. As Adana matured, she became deeply involved in the arts of healing and herbology, blending the old ways with new knowledge. She traveled to distant villages and learned from other healers, always returning with new plants, seeds, and stories to enrich her own community. Adana's reputation as a healer grew, and people began to speak of her in the same reverent tones once reserved for her grandmother, OLUOMA. However, peace is often punctuated by trials, and a new challenge arose for Adana and her village. A mysterious illness swept through the neighboring regions, leaving despair in its wake. Many healers tried and failed to cure the afflicted, as the illness was unlike any they had encountered before. With her village at risk and the illness drawing nearer, Adana remembered the old stories of her grandmother's bravery and the ancestral drum that had healed old wounds. She wondered if perhaps the drum could once again serve as a vessel of healing, not just for spiritual ailments, but for physical ones as well. Gathering the village elders, Adana proposed a bold plan. They would host a grand festival, inviting the sick and their healers from all the affected villages. They would combine their knowledge, and under the full moon, they would attempt a healing ceremony, led by the rhythms of the ancestral drum. The night of the festival, people from far and wide gathered, their faces etched with lines of suffering, yet also alight with hope. Adana, bearing her grandmother's strength and her father's wisdom, began the ceremony. The drum's rhythms filled the air, more potent and vibrant than ever, guided by the hands of someone born of healers and warriors. As the drumming continued, a remarkable thing happened. The air seemed to shimmer, and a gentle breeze swept through the gathering, carrying with it a whisper of herbs and flowers, of earth and rain, a scent so powerful and pure that it seemed to penetrate straight to the soul. When the drumming finally ceased, a hushed silence fell over the crowd. Slowly, a murmur began to rise. The sick were feeling stronger, their symptoms eased. The healers, amazed, shared their medicines and knowledge, creating new remedies inspired by the combined wisdom of all who attended. The illness gradually receded, and Adana's festival became a yearly event promoting not only healing but unity among the different peoples. Adana, like her grandmother before her, had faced a seemingly insurmountable challenge with courage and innovation. Her legacy, intertwined with those of OLUOMA and Ifeanyi, taught future generations that the true power of their heritage lay not just in overcoming curses, but in their ability to bring people together, to heal, and to foster peace. Through their stories, the drum continued to beat, a heartbeat of the earth itself, echoing through generations, a symbol of resilience and hope. Years later, as Adana aged gracefully into the role of the village matriarch, her son, Kelechi, grew under the tutelage of his mother and the historical wisdom of his grandfather, Ifeanyi. Kelechi was fascinated not only by the healing arts and the spiritual drumming, but also by the stories of his ancestors' travels and interactions with distant lands. He felt a growing desire to explore these connections further, to see how the wider world could intertwine with the deep-rooted traditions of his village. With his mother's blessing, Kelechi embarked on a journey beyond the borders of their land, traveling across mountains and rivers, through forests and deserts, learning from various cultures and gathering stories and experiences. His travels broadened his understanding of the world, revealing the common threads of humanity, the universal struggles and triumphs that bind people together regardless of origin. Upon his return, Kelechi brought with him not only new medicinal practices and crops that could thrive in their soil, but also tales of communities far away, their struggles with similar challenges and their unique solutions. Inspired by what he had learned, Kelechi proposed a new vision for his village, to become a center of learning and exchange, a place where knowledge and culture could flow as freely as the waters of their sacred river. Adana, seeing the wisdom in her son's vision, supported him as they worked together to establish what would come to be known as the Festival of Exchange. It was a grand event that invited scholars, healers, artists, and storytellers from all corners of the world to share their knowledge and art. The festival was marked by vibrant displays of culture, from music and dance to food and craft, each adding a new layer to the village's rich tapestry of life. As the years passed, the festival grew in renown, drawing more visitors each year and gradually transforming the village into a bustling hub of cultural exchange and mutual learning. Kelechi, like his mother and grandparents before him, saw his legacy not just in terms of continuing past traditions, but in expanding them to meet the changing needs of the world around them. Adana lived to see her village transformed, a thriving testament to the power of unity and shared knowledge. Her final days were filled with a profound sense of peace and accomplishment, knowing that her family had continuously risen to meet the challenges of their times with courage and creativity. After Adana's peaceful passing, Kelechi became the village leader. Under his guidance, the village not only preserved its ancestral heritage, but also remained a beacon of innovation and communal harmony. The drum, the ancient relic of their people, continued to beat at the heart of every festival, a reminder of their enduring spirit and the rhythm that connected them to their past and propelled them into the future. Thus, the legacy of OLUOMA and her descendants wove a continuous thread through the fabric of their culture, a narrative of overcoming darkness with light, fear with courage, and isolation with community. Each generation, inspired by the tales of those who came before, faced the new world with open hearts and minds, forever in rhythm with the heartbeat of their sacred drum. We have come to the end of this story. We share the most beautiful stories for you on our African Tales from VC channel. We would be very happy if you subscribe to the channel for your support. Stay with love.